Every single day, we ask Google for pretty much everything: directions, answers to random questions, you name it. But have you ever stopped to think about what it's learning about you in the process? Because that data trail you leave behind, well, it tells a very detailed story about your life. Today, we're going to show you how to pick up the pen and be the one in charge of that story. Let's just call it your digital shadow. Every single search, every place you go, every app you open, it all adds up. It creates this incredibly detailed profile of who you are. So the real question becomes, what's that shadow actually made of? And maybe, more importantly, how do you control its shape? Think about it like this. Everywhere you go, Google is quietly keeping a map of your life. It's invisible, it's detailed, and it is always, always growing. But here's the thing, the power isn't just in their hands. You actually have the tools to become the map maker, to draw the borders and decide just how much of that map gets filled in. To really get why this matters, you have to look at the two sides of the data coin. On one hand, this data can be incredibly helpful, but on the other, it can be pretty hazardous. So let's break down what that really means for you. We all know the helpful side, right? Those real-time traffic updates that save you from being stuck in a jam, or that perfect restaurant suggestion that pops up right when you're hungry. But then you flip that coin. That exact same data can map out your entire daily routine, which can reveal when your home is empty or expose some really private habits and visits. That's the threatening side. So who are we actually worried about here? Well, in the world of cybersecurity, they're called threat actors. And listen, this isn't just about some hacker in a hoodie. It could be companies looking to exploit your data in ways you never, ever intended. They're the ones who are constantly looking for weaknesses in your digital life. Okay, so we've put a name to the threat, but what can they actually do with your data if they get a hold of it? The risks are way more personal than you might think. Just think about the possibilities here. This data can be used for things like stalking and unwanted tracking, or for building such an invasive profile that the ads you see feel like they're reading your mind. And in the worst-case scenarios, this kind of information can be exploited for really serious crimes. All right, I know that was the scary part, but here's the most important takeaway. You are not powerless, not even close. So let's pivot from the problem to the solution, because you have a really powerful toolkit just waiting for you to use it to take back control. Your very first and honestly easiest step is a tool that Google gives you itself, the Privacy Checkup. Think of it like a guided tour of your most important settings, and it's all designed to put you right in the driver's seat. It's the absolute perfect place to start. And it's so straightforward. You just go to your Google account, find the Privacy and Personalization section, and start the checkup. From there, Google literally walks you through recommendations that are tailored for your specific account. It's like getting a personalized tune-up for your privacy. So beyond that checkup, there are 3 core settings you really need to know about. These are the main levers you can pull that will have the biggest impact on your privacy. So let's open up that toolkit. Okay, first you've got location history. That's the map of your physical movements. Then there's web and app activity. Think of that as your digital trail of searches and websites. And finally, you have ad settings, which, you guessed it, controls how all this data is used for ads. Let's tackle these one by one. First up is web and app activity. And folks, this is the big one. It saves pretty much everything: your Google searches, the websites you visit in Chrome, the apps you use on Android. Now, this is what fuels all those personalized results, but it's also what creates the most detailed record of your entire digital life. And this is where you have a super simple but really powerful choice: auto-delete. By default, your activity data can be kept forever, just building this massive digital footprint over time. But with one click, you can set it to automatically delete after 3 or 18 months. This keeps your digital shadow small and current, and it drastically reduces your long-term risk. All right, next up, location history. This is what creates that private map of your movements, what Google calls your timeline. It's what powers useful stuff like traffic predictions. But you get to decide on the trade-off here. You can pause it completely, or you can use auto-delete to just keep the recent history. The key is to find the balance that you're comfortable with. And finally, let's talk about ad settings. In here, you can actually tell Google which topics you're interested in and which you're not. You can even turn off ad personalization altogether. Now, to be clear, this won't mean you'll see fewer ads, but it does mean they'll be more generic, not tied directly to your personal data profile. Look, at the end of the day, this is not about deleting all your accounts and going to live off the grid. It's about finding a smart, balanced approach, one where you can still enjoy all the convenience of these services while getting a responsible guardian of your own information. It's really just about using these tools wisely.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? Here is a simple 3-minute plan you can do right now. 1. Run the privacy checkup. 2. Turn on auto-delete for your web and app activity. I'd set it to 3 months. And 3. Review your location history and decide if you want to pause it. That's it. 3 small steps that make a huge difference for your privacy.
Because ultimately, all of this data, every search, every location, every click, it tells a story about you. So the question is, who do you want holding the pen? By using these tools, you take back control of that narrative. You get to decide how your story is written,